Hi, this is Jeremy Simon with 3D Universe, and this is another video on Simplify 3D. I wanted to follow up on a specific feature that I didn't cover before that's really useful. I'm working here on a prosthetic hand, the Cyborg Beast from the e-NABLE community, and I have everything set up, all the custom supports and all that sort of thing, and that was all covered in the other video. What I wanted to focus on here is the visualization capabilities of the software. So I'm going ahead and preparing this, slicing the models, and it's going to then analyze the resulting G-code and provide us with a visualization. It's very nicely integrated, very powerful, lets you see exactly what to expect before you hit that print button. And so I rely heavily on this. The basic view, as you see here, that just popped up, allows you to just look around like you would with the models, and you're seeing a representation of the actual resulting print, including the support, which you can see I specified only, I think that was 10% on the support material, and that's why those layers have some spacing between them. The coloring represents print speed. As you can see up here in the upper left, towards the red is the much higher speed, and then down through green and towards blue is slower. And so you'll see that, for example, on the very lowermost first layer, there's an outline of blue where it's going slower, and then it gets faster as it moves into the normal printing, and then it slows down right at the end of the print. And that's what those color changes represent. So what I find especially useful about this, aside from just being able to zoom in and really look closely at things, and you'll see here, if I zoom in even further, you can get to where you can see individual layers as they will be laid down, and you can see exactly what the printer is going to do. And that's very helpful for inspecting before you start the print. But especially important is the first layer. That first layer of how that goes down on the bed is going to determine, more than anything else, how your print goes. So one thing that I use a lot is on these lower controls, you have the opportunity to preview by layer or line. I use layer because by line goes literally one line of G-code at a time, which allows you to really go slowly bit by bit, but layer is more useful for this, what I'm going to show you here. So I'll simply set it to layer, and then check this box over here to say single layer only, and then use the sliders to scroll all the way down. So this is layer 0, essentially. There's just in my G-code, which I've modified, the start code, I have a little extrusion that goes across the front of the bed to help clean out the nozzles. And so that's what you're seeing there. If I go one further layer, you'll see the actual first layer of the print. So this is an extremely important thing to look at. So what you're seeing right now is just the first layer. And if any of these shapes here were partial, those areas that are filled in solid, if one of those was not filled in and was empty in places, that would be an indication that the model is not sitting flat on the bed, and therefore you're not going to have good adhesion. So I check this out to make sure that every part of the model is sitting flat on the bed, and you can see that from this view here. Those lines are the first layer of the support material, and it'll just build up upon those lines. So this is an extremely useful way to look at things. And then you can go uncheck the single layer only, and we can now start to look at a range of layers. And this is very helpful to actually sort of scroll up through your print. For example, I'm going to zoom way in here on one of these finger parts. These fingers have these very challenging channels inside them here where the cords have to go through that help them to move. And we can use this visualization to see and go through layer by layer and see very clearly that there's no support material going in those channels, which is exactly how I set it up using the custom support options. And so we know that it's going to print exactly the way that we want. And you can just continue to scroll up, and you can see layer by layer exactly how each part is going to print. So using these features, the first layer examination and then scrolling up through a range of layers, I found to be extremely powerful in terms of avoiding failed prints. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.